I am in the realm. I need to shut my computer. I want to shut my computer because the Zoom is zooming in and out. But I don't want to shut it because I'm in the realm. What do I look like to you now? Do I look any different now, or will I lose my head when I take off the jacket? I want to be part of it. I want to sort of blend in. Maybe see if I can get that open. No, I can't. History. How old is history? What can you make up that makes sense, that you can share with somebody? That's history. Sitting alone, wherever you are, making up something inside your mind. Are you being in the present? Are you thinking of an act you are in the midst of doing, going to do, have done? Are you thinking of yourself? Are you thinking of what's around you, your surroundings? History. What do you know about history? Man, 168 hours, in which 24, he must rest. If he wants to be like God, he has to have day 7. So we're going to have to just check this out. It would be 144 and 24. I need to remember where my calculation, I have a calculation that I think is 1420 plus 21. I forget what that calculation was. 7, 10, and 10.5. It's the hand of God. The gateway, the hand of God, 716. You see, 764 is God. A 716 or 77 is Christ, which is 55 or 5, which is the E worlds. So he only gets 1 5. 77 gets 1 5. It also gets a 4. 7 times 7, 49. 4 plus 9, 13. It's AC. 1 and 3 is 4. I get a delta angle. I get a 4. What if I get 44? Do I get 2 delta angles? Which means it's a half a square, which is like a triangle. It's half a square. They call it a delta angle. I don't know. The Greeks showed me, okay, that alpha, beta, gamma, delta. But in order to do this, I got to go too high in one area and too high in one area and across by 2. Here it's only 1 and 1. But here it's across by 2. Everything is telling a story. The ace is the half-life. But then, as above, unlike below, in which if you take a good look at this, it's actually distancing. This is not a triangle. This is a roadway distancing itself. It's distancing itself. And this, did we get that? This is down, 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 all the way down, down, all the way down. Oh, you see what it looks like here? But when you start to look at it, it's distancing itself, and distance like a roadway, like beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond. You know, and one thing about this is, oh my God. Oh my God. I now have the H because it's cut. How would we, I don't even want to give this a number yet. I don't want to give this a number. I don't want to give it a number. We saw where we got O from, right, yesterday? Did we see where we got O from yesterday? And you know, O is like O. It could be like O, right? Like cerveau, cerveza, spirit, wines, and beverages. Beaver ages. Ages for above as below. So below, you were a fish. And above, you're an egg. But you hatch from the fish And the egg you hatch, and now you're a bird. But you're not really a bird, you're a light. You're human. Delivered by a stork. That's the beginning of the story. The Y is the earth. The K is the 11th letter. Can it be ace 11? Can it be because 1 and 1 says I am the center of this? What is the story it's telling? Let me take this out of the way. You have to get in to that zone to be able to read on that zone. When the priest is in the church and he speaks to the crowd, let me tell you a story. And as he's going through that rhythm, he's coming up with something else to say. Let me tell you a story yesterday. Let me tell you another story. It was at the beginning. Let me tell you another story later tonight. Let me tell you one last story before anything began, and let me tell you one last story at the beginning. Everything that you have on earth was placed and adapted for the period of time. For those who say time does not exist, time surely, and I kept following them, says, you're right, time doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. It does. Because in order to do math, you need time. You need time to process the calculations. You have passed time in order to say, hey, this is how I made this. Now I'm going to calculate it. Oh my God, I have no time. Now, where time is not relevant while it is occupied. While it is being served, time is not relevant. For the serving purpose it's always the moment of a passing of time in which my body is getting older. That is the time process of nature. It happens over a period of time, but does time ever exist? Time is what happens during a period. It's a point. Here's a point, and here's a point, and here's a point, and here's a point. Well, when do you use the letter A? When do you use the letter B? There's so many crazy questions that have really no relevance to the normal person. But to the AB normals like me, right? I'm A-bor. A-B-O-R. A-B-O-R. Almost looks like an A-bot. And what I'm trying to say is that you have to be able to communicate with two sides of judgment. Two sides of right and wrong, and always an answer. Each one of these gets their own period of time. During this period of time, I'll be thinking of this, and as I think of this, I'm going to think of the consequences. So by thinking about A, I get B, C, and D. I get a result. I'm thinking about one thing, thinking the right and the wrong of one thing, so I got 1, 2, 3, and then boom, number 4 is the other point where I have the result. In one side, I have the information, and the other side I was able to process the information. From the time for me to get here to my video is one process in which I see myself acting exactly what I am doing right now is happening. I'm going to watch, I'm going to point on the screen. If we were direct, would we be behind 7 seconds? How are we so quick? When I upload this video, you are going to be able to see that video boom, 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 boom. But if I was live, would we be running a lack back and wow, my teeth look so yellow and they're not. That's crazy. But my beard is white. I don't get it. That's crazy. See, there's white. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. What did I eat? Coffee maybe? No. That's gross. Gross. I showed you my teeth. That's because of the way I set up the camera. So we were going over all these little things before. The egg, the hatch. We went over the sperm. You know, do we go over or do we go under? Alpha, omega, the beaver house on the lakes. That's what I'm relating this all to. I forget what this is, but if we split this in half again, we are going to get 355. 355. And we have to split this in half, and we're going to get 5.75. No, we're going to get 4.75. No, hold on a second. Where's my eraser? How come I can't do this? We're going to get 5 1/4. See, I had 3 different answers while I was thinking this. 5.25. That's what we're going to get. And this is my creation of the liberty of 76, freedom 55, the spirit. Why do I say all that? That's a straight. 55 is a straight. And I think it also gives you 8 to 1 if you roll them on 2 dice. 55. 35 is inside the moon. It's C and E. That's your Christ inside the moon. 7 and 7 equals 14. 1 and 4 is 5. That's your DNA. But what it is 7 times 6 for the first time here. And 7 plus 6. Or how about 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals 13 equals 42. Total is minus plus 55 and 29. You're 29 and you're 25. I'm not going to say this. It only happens 1/4 of the time every 4 years. 1/4 of the time. This is the E world, the beta E world. It's going to equal to 10 and 7, 1703. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. This number over here, all zeros equal 6. This value is 25, 7. This value is 55. 57 is that moon number. But it still gets the 1 dart. You have to put, it's 5 and then the 1 dart. 5 and then the 1 dart, right? And you get it to the other side. But I don't understand. Usually, just want to say this one thing, and I don't want to confuse anybody. I say the value of the center is 6, but the opposite on the dice is 7. And the real value of the center is 3.5. But this is a linear 7. Well, that would be the same thing. So should I use a 3.5 center instead of saying 6? But 3.5, 3 and 5 is 8. And the reverse of 8 is man's creation 6 in the heaven to the 7th gate. In the spirit of 76, it's the half-life. 6 and 1, and this is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1. Otherwise, you add 88. Okay, I thought somebody was coming in. I stopped it. So what happens is, where do I get 81 and 61? This is the half-life on a cube. This is the complete cube. There are 9 spaces on your phone. Forget about the star system right now, okay? The star system area space. We might have to move everything over, right? But let me continue on. Where does this 8 and 1? Well, 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 88, right over here in story. This is the sky. This is the purple sky. This is the purple sky. This is where we break in through Mars. This is where communication, or a diversion of communication, comes in from Mars. It tells me the story, 7 and 8, 7 times 8. 6 and 5 is 11. 21 is like Baba Black Sheep. Instead of delivering the message of God or the Spirit, they are filtering. And as they filter, okay, and we receive the Spirit, the information, the vibration, they already know before we do. Before we ever receive the information as the human light, it's already been stolen. So what is the next move? So they know the move years in advance. The question is, how many years? And some of the answers can say 12, 13, 16, 18, 21, 25, 22 is a question, 23 is a question, and 24 is a question. Piano center C is right over here. Okay, blackjack, you automatically bust. They're always scared as the first bust is 12. The last bust is, well, the last bust you can be at 31 in blackjack, but the real last bust will be at 16 when normal rules. We're going to play normal rules. And then you end up, the next number over here is 50, and then, and you go by, and so what are all these numbers? Where did they come from? We were taught all of this. This is the girl's bat mitzvah. This is the boy's bar mitzvah. This is the sweet 16. This is lucky to drink at 18. This is lucky to drink at 21. This is also the cube. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 21. 21, that legal drinking age. 25. Once you hit 25, usually the insurance on your car goes down, and that's when 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 comes in, and we create this whole equation. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6, and that's where we get this equation over here. Then we get 50, the silver and golden wedding anniversary, and then words like century. So everything is based on that, and that's how all that information is. When there's a celebration, when there's a gala, it's another notation that existed before it ever happened on Earth. It was the filtration of the process of stealing the vibration that can never be changed. Okay. Wow, what in the world was that? Wow, I just broke a tooth. I just broke a tooth. I'm talking and I broke a tooth. Just a little one. I don't even know where it came from. Anyways, let me get on that. That just broke everything up. So all these numbers I come up with, it's nothing to do with me. It has to do with what is going on in this entire world, on this planet, that I learned, that I'm able to manipulate and create formulas, basic formulas, and then use the codings of gematria and Chaldean and the alphabet, and I'm still not even close. But I like the path that I'm on. Anyways, I just wanted to bring back that they say this is the hand of God. Okay, this would be 716 as we noted before, 716 over here. This is 77. We can also go 86 divided by the 7th gate. We can go 42 and 70 equals to 112. And I forget what that number is again. 1 and 1 can equal to 22, which is life. 1 and 3 is the ACMD. That's right. How about Heinz? Why is this a MACD? Well, it's easy. 13. The first letter is A. The 13th letter is M. The first letter is A. The third letter is C. 1 and 3 is 4. It's D. MACD. Oh, there's other things you can do with that, but this is a teen. So you know what that means, a teen? It's only 12, but when it hits 13, and that 1, so we're going to keep that 1. That 1 makes this 12 a teen. So now you have 12 and 1, 12 and 2, 12 and 3, 12 and 4. And now you have, what do you have? This is 16. This is 17, but this is different. This is now 10 and 7, 10 and 8, 10 and 9, because what the French say. The French say 17, 18, 19. So I formate. I use 2 of them. I need to have something to base it on. If everybody has their own individual, with God, the Lord, the Spirit, whatever it is, then we all have our own story that should align with everybody else in one way or another. Some stories might be telling the opposite stories just to say what's wrong, and you'll know right away it's wrong. I don't know how to know it's wrong yet. I'd like to know how to figure out right and wrong, or maybe you just figure out everything that's right. And then if it's not right, then it's wrong.